In this video, I'm going to show you how to invest in sports cards with zero risk, and I'm so confident this video will change your life. If it is not worth it and you stay to the end, you can message me on Instagram and I will give you a free course I used to sell for $97 for nothing. I will give it to you for free if this video is not worth it to you. So let's get into it. So the biggest mistake people make in sports cards is trying to predict who the next big player is going to be. Let me give you an example. The 2013 NBA draft, okay? 30 first-round picks. There is one superstar, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Everyone else, CJ McCollum's okay. The reason I'm telling you that is because most players end up failing. It's just how sports cards works. It's like playing the slot machine in Las Vegas. Can you get lucky? Yes, you could. But it's almost impossible to do it consistently, okay? So in all these other all these other people that tell you, hey, I made so much money on this player and that player, the thing they don't tell you is how much money they lost on all the others. They just show you the winners and they don't show you the losers. For those of you guys that like to sports gamble, I'm sure you've seen this from your friends, right? They just show you their winning picks. They don't show you all the losing picks, right? I bet if they showed you their FanDuel account, it would be very negative, way more negative than you probably can even imagine. And I'm telling you this because people don't know how to properly invest in sports cards. The way to do it is to ride the volatility of the market. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to grade sports cards and invest at the same time with zero risk. Like zero. Like literally, if the card doesn't grade for you, you cannot lose money at all. That is what I'm going to show you. Because what I do is in November, October, let's say for baseball, I buy a bunch of baseball stuff, have it graded so it gets back to me in January and February. And while I was sitting at the grading company, these cards, they were appreciating, okay? Because think about it. If you're going to buy cards to grade, would you rather buy something that's going to depreciate or appreciate or not appreciate at all, right? You want to buy something that's going to appreciate if it's going to be sitting at the grading company for months. 1 month, 2 months, right? It depends on the grading company and the service you use. So let's hop to my computer and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about with a real example from my own sports card collection. Okay, so check this out. I actually had this in another video, but this is the best example I can give. So this card of Ronald Acuna, I paid $10,600 for in November, okay? You can see I paid $10,600. I tried to get it graded at PSA. It got an 8. I tried to get it graded at Beckett. It got an 8.5, actually with the same exact subgrades that I bought it as. And I ended up selling it for $12,000, and after grading fees, I made a profit of $950. Now, you guys are probably saying to yourselves, you invested $10,600, you made $950, I made about 10% in a few months. Now, honestly, 10% in a few months is pretty damn good if you compare it to the stock market, but this isn't life-changing money. Why are you showing me this? Well, I'm going to show you why I'm showing you this. Now, this card I bought, it's from 2017. 2017 was a very easy year to grade cards. You're probably thinking to yourself, this card's an 8.5, it'll never grade out well for you. Well, I bought 8s and 8.5s and have converted them to PSA 10s from the same exact year and the same exact player. So it's definitely possible. But I made a little document here to kind of go through this. So, right, Ronald Acuna, I bought it for $10,600 on November 30th. And I went through all the different scenarios of what could have possibly happened and my profit. So scenario 1 is actually what happened. The card did not grade better for me. I spent $300 at PSA. I tried to grade it at Beckett for $150. It didn't grade, and I sold it for a $950 profit. Okay, that's scenario 1. Scenario 2 is I send it to PSA, and the card grades a PSA 9. Honestly, this is what I thought was going to happen. And if the card graded a PSA 9, I would have made about a $4,000 to $5,000 profit. A PSA 9 is worth more than a Beckett 8.5, and the card was appreciating as well. So it went up, the value went up with the grade. I would have made good money if it graded a PSA 9. Obviously, it didn't, but honestly, this is what I was anticipating. Scenario 3, the card grades a BGS 9. So I send it to PSA, it doesn't grade, and then I send it to Beckett, and it grades a 9, and I probably would have made a rough profit of about $2,000 depending on the subgrades. Could have been a little bit more, honestly, but this is not what happened. But if this card graded a 9, this is probably my expected profit. And honestly, when the card graded an 8, I really thought this card was going to get a 9 at Beckett, but it didn't. Now, scenario 4, I probably would say there's about a 5 to 10% chance of this happening. But let's say the card graded a 10. Maybe the grader was having a good day, and we had the card cleaned, and let's say it graded a 10. I would have made a boatload of money. I would have made probably a $30,000 profit or more if this card graded a 10. And if you look here how much Acuna stuff has went up, a gold did $28,500 as a PSA 10. Me over here, I have an orange. Okay, orange is generally worth about double a gold. Generally, sometimes a little bit more. And that means, according to this data, it would have sold for $56,000 or more. So if this card graded a 10, it didn't. But if it did, I would have made $30,000+, okay? And the last one, if the card graded a 9.5, I would have made a rough profit of about $15,000, okay? So these are all the different scenarios that could have happened if I didn't have the worst luck with this specific card and it didn't grade better for me. Now, obviously, can the player break his leg or something, God forbid, in the offseason? Yeah, it could, and it can go down in value. But the likelihood of that happening while he's not playing is very small. So let's go back to the camera so I could explain kind of what happened in this whole scenario stuff a little bit more in depth. So I hope all that stuff I just showed you made sense. And the biggest thing to take away from that is my downside was virtually zero. Out of all those scenarios, I had the absolute worst one happen to me, and I still made a $950 profit. Like, what if that card graded a 10? I've had it happen to me before on cards similar to that. I would have made $30,000+. That's half the average annual income in America, right? It's pretty crazy. And the other biggest takeaway is you have to look at it like almost like you're gambling, except gambling has a bad connotation with it, because when you think of the word gambling, you think of losing money. And the reason you think of losing money is because FanDuel, Caesars, all these big sports books and casinos in Las Vegas make a crap ton of money, because when you gamble, the odds are against you, okay? That is why there's billion-dollar resorts built in Las Vegas every year. It's at the expense of people losing money gambling, because the casino set it up where it is mathematically impossible to win. But it's still gambling, right? The definition of gambling is there's risk, right? You could lose money or make money, whether it's an 80% chance, 70% chance, 90% chance, doesn't matter. I was gambling here, except I was the house. I was the casino, and the odds were in my favor. In this scenario, it was very difficult for me to lose money. Really, the only way I would lose money in this situation is maybe the card got damaged in transit, then obviously I would have lost a little bit of money, or maybe he got hurt or something happened to Ronald Acuna in the offseason, but the chances that happens are very small because it's the offseason, like he's not playing. The chances of him getting hurt are not high, and all I'm doing is playing the volatility of the market. I bought it when it was dead in November, when no one wanted this stuff, and it rose up. I sent it in to get graded. It didn't work out for me. I made a little bit of money, and I moved on. But that is the best way to think about sports cards and grading sports cards if you're doing it correctly. You are the house. You're gambling. You could always lose money, but the odds are in your favor if you do it correctly. I hope this video helped you guys out, and the best thing about it, I showed you an expensive card because the cards I buy now are a little bit more expensive, but you can do this with cards that are $300, $100, $500, $1,000. You don't need to spend $10,000 on one card. So I hope you enjoyed the content. I really do enjoy putting this stuff out for you guys, and hopefully it just makes one more person extra money with sports cards. That's my goal. If you like this video, there's a video below you might like even more. If you didn't find this valuable, shoot me a message on Instagram. I will personally give you a course for free that I used to charge $97 for, and I'll see you guys in the next video.